Okay, I need to wipe this thing. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream, guys. How is everyone doing? When you join in, say hi. Oh my god, I've been gone for the weekend. We are back. Oh my, and I am so sorry. I think I'm almost 1 hour late. 1 hour 30 minutes. Yeah, the true Kenyan. How is everyone doing? Kindly say hi if you don't mind. Okay, this is being awkward. Hello, guys. Ooh, the last time we did a live stream was on Friday. Hello. Hi guys. I don't know how long we will last because I kind of started so late, but it's just like of course you're still gonna be streaming later on tonight. And guys, like the live stream. Like the live stream, guys. Welcome to the live stream. Ooh. Iduni Ruan. Hello Iduni, how are you doing? I can't understand the language, but thank you so much for tuning in. When you join in, kindly say hi. I would appreciate if you said hi. Like the like. Thank you so much for the like. Thank you so much for the like. Why is it getting so hot? Why is it feeling so hot? A little bit excessively too hot. Welcome to the live stream, guys. So no, maybe this a little meet and greet? No, it's a little say hi, and then of course I'm gonna stream later on tonight. Hopefully we are gonna have more substance then. Wow, how was your weekend, guys? What did you do over the weekend? What do you normally do on the weekends, and how is your Monday going? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching from. Yeah, now I know my regular people because I'm late. You guys are busy. Welcome to the live stream, guys. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. How is everyone doing? All right. Yeah. Fiona, how are you doing, dear? Good, Fiona. Good to see you, Fiona. How are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, Emmanuel Tanwase. Ooh, how are you doing? Like the live stream, guys. Matakiti, mataki, Mataki Titus. Oh wow, Mataki Titus. What's happening here? No, say hi. Like I usually stream at 3 p.m. Kenyan time. I just for some reason I got late, but yeah, I wanted to make sure that I say hi and yep. Okay, let me write a little draft question here. Emmanuel, how are you doing, Emmanuel? If your laugh changed into an animal sound, which one would it be? I'd like to try new things here. It's like, why is like everybody else is able to do that, but I'm not? Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Omboy. I'm so sorry because I was supposed to be streaming like 2 hours ago, but for some reason, I became a Kenyan and I decided to be late. But anyway, we're gonna live stream tonight, our usual time. But I'm just gonna stay as fast as long as I can. Okay, but you know what? In the meantime, if your laugh changed into an animal sound, which one? Wow. If your laugh, why am I saying laughed? Oh God. Yeah, the weekend was so long. I forgot how to say things. If your laugh changed into an animal sound, which one? Dugong cries like baby. Robert Goodyear. What is that animal? I don't know what that animal is. Do do. Oh wow. Let's see. Dugong animal. Cry like a baby. Oh wow. It's a sea animal. It's a marine mammal. Oh, the do is it dugong? Is a marine animal. Uh it's one of four living species of the order Sirenia, which also includes three species of manates. It's the only living representative of wow. So it cries like a baby. Ooh. Okay. What if you laughed like a cat, like yeah, and you're laughing at the moment? Okay. Or like chicken. That's how you laugh. That would be funny. Okay, let's see. Oh my! Oh, donkey. And then you're like, this is how you're laughing. If you're a if you have the donkey sound, this is how you're laughing. That's how you're laughing. Oh my. Oh my, which one am I going with? No, the donkey is too loud. Georgia Lily says, I love your hair. Thank you. Okay. No, the donkey is too loud. The chicken is just too. Can you imagine laughing like that? That's irritating. The cat, meow, meow, meow. That's how you're laughing? That doesn't sound like laugh. Honestly, I think the human laughter is so different. Okay, are we the only species that laughs? Okay, I don't know if other animals laugh. Oh, are they ever happy? Can they laugh? Okay, but I'm just trying to be shallow here because I think I'm already late for the live stream, so which means we are gonna do the other one. Kukamuzi Henry. How are you doing, Kukamuzi? Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Oh God. Oh God. Oh, Divan. Good to see you, Divan. How are you doing? If my life could change, I would want it to turn into a bird. Sweet charming all day. Wow. Why didn't I think about a bird? You know, chip, 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 chip. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I think you win. I think you win. Because all the other animals, the sounds are just too aggressive to even become anything, you know? Too aggressive. Wow. Yeah, the bad. I think the bad would work. How are you doing, Divan? Good to see you. Yeah, this is like a little bit high, and then Of course, you're gonna show up for the live stream the usual time. I'm doing great. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Of course, the weekend was not long, but yeah, I took the weekend off. Yeah, I think I've kind of like decided I'll be taking the break on Saturday and Sundays. But yeah, other than that, I think it was a good. I watched lots of shows over the weekend. Like, I was just sat here. I was just having snacks here and there while I was watching couple of shows. So I would say it was a good weekend. Uh, Yep, 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 yep. So, wow, it's already 5 p.m. It's already 5 p.m. What you're gonna do right here is like maybe we're gonna end the live stream, and then, of course, this is a little bit of saying hi, and then I'll show up later on at night. Or maybe I should stay until I don't know. What do you all want? Welcome to the live stream, guys. Hello, hello. No, this is just like a greetings. Okay, honestly, I have topics, but I don't think this is the best time to have the topics. So you can tell me where you're watching me from. Yep. Let me tell. Oh my god, this water is so hot. Dilip Thapa says, hello, sister, love from India. How are you doing, Dilip? Good to see you. Hadrian, how are you doing, Hadrian? I would be a dog and bark at you. Oh my. That's scary. I'm Golden Eggy. Okay. Oh, you're Golden Eggy. How are you doing? Why would you want to bark at me and you don't know me? Dog, dog. Go, 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 go. Hey, hey. No, it's laughing. If you okay, and that's how you would laugh. You would laugh like a dog. Oh, go, go. No, no. You know what? Maybe if you took the dog, I would take the donkey, and then I would just, ah, ah, ah. Yeah. What happened to? I don't know what that is or who that is. Keep it respectful. Keep it respectful, my friend. Ooh, the sun. The sun is shining. Emma, Emma, how are you doing, Emma? Good to see you. Where are you watching me from? Let's go with where you're watching me from. Thank you for the likes, guys. Thank you for the likes. Let me know how is the going? Emma, Emma, how are you doing, Emma? Okay, I have some almonds here, so I'll just snack on like five of them. Almonds. Okay, I missed you, but you remind me of a girl I liked but still cheated on. So you've not you've not stopped your bad behaviors. I guess somebody prayed for you the other time. Hadrian, Hadrian. Why did you cheat on the girl? Because your body was stronger than your heart? Wow. That's not a good reason. If you love someone, your heart gets stronger than your body. This is just a hangout, guys. Say hi. I'm going to live stream later on tonight because now I have the topics, but it's just like right now they will be like a waste because I'll have to cut them. The almond. Yeah, they are so good. Especially this was they are roasted. Roasted almonds. Yeah. You're also roasted like that almond. Why would you say that? Why would you say stuff like that? Yeah, I have a problem. Most of the time, I usually eat when I buy something. I can eat all of it at once. Instead of like eating slowly. Tuefika, how are you doing? Oh my, it was a long weekend. Good to see you. How are you doing? Sona says to all white people in the chat. Wow, that's so specific. Why are you saying that? Hadrian says because I'm crazy. Mm-hmm. So, mm-hmm. Sue Editor says your braids look fire gum. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, they look good on me. Let me know where you're watching me from, guys. I do have the topics for those of you who show up for the topics, but I just started streaming like 25 minutes ago, so I don't think it's the best time to like um do the questions. But of course, I'm gonna stream tonight, so hopefully, and I know people have like missed me and stuff. Okay, good. You took a break. You can't leave. Uh, okay, yeah. No, I took over the weekend. I just kind of like I couldn't do it. Okay, how are you doing? Babu says I'm eating almonds, roasted almonds. Um, Sona says, because I hate them, they all say when they trying to kill me. Whew. Wow. Heldian says, one boy, do you have kids? No, I don't have kids. And I don't want kids. I don't want children. I don't have kids and I don't want children. Um, Real TBT says parrot. Wow. What sound does a parrot make? Hmm. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. I think I've learned. Mm, I think I've learned to. What is it called? Not generalize. Um. I shouldn't say that I don't want children. Yeah. No. I just. No, I don't think that's for me. I think it's for other people. But it's not for me. My friend is calling me and I'm live streaming. I don't know. Say I don't know. No, I can't say I don't know to something that I know. I think I already have a video about that. Yeah, I'll have to call her back. No, it's like already I have a video here. So and I just don't believe in like not speaking my truth. It's like no, I just don't want that. Okay. That doesn't mean that I don't like I just don't feel like that's for me. Okay, how is everybody doing? Okay, let's do another one. But I don't know. I still don't know what sound a parrot makes. Okay, I don't know what sound a parrot makes. But I think that will be my assignment. To find out what sound a parrot makes. Woo. Okay. Uh, what age do you think people actually become adults? Um. Okay, no problem, no problem, no problem, no problem. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. Okay, we have another question here. What age do you think people actually become adults? Yeah, I think 25. I think, personally, I think people become adults at the age of 25. No, it's like there's a difference between, like, just reaching the legal age and actually growing up. Because honestly, I don't think that I'm fully a grown up, you know. 16? Why 16? In my country, 18, okay? But don't you think like that's the, and how are you doing, Lucy? Don't you think that's the legal age? How about when you actually start reasoning yourself? How about when you actually start wanting to have something of your own? Uh, and don't get me wrong. I think at 20, I still wanted to. I wanted to have things of my own. I think I was an adult at that time, but mostly, like, I think at 25 is when maybe psychologically you are a grown up, but physically, yes, at 18. Here kids get driving at 16. Wow, at 16 children can drive, but can they take alcohol? Okay, definition. Hmm. Wow, that's interesting. You could be adult both at 18, but you are immature. Oh, okay. Yeah. Some people could be, yeah, some people could be immature. Mm-hmm. Well, but yeah, the thing is, I think the maturity, that the adult that I'm talking about is the person who's fully responsible for themselves. I don't think that we are fully responsible for ourselves. We could be financially, physically, but psychologically, I still think that we still have some growing to do before we turn 25. Maybe after 25, it becomes more like, I'm a grown up. As okay. Oh, okay. But see, I feel like at the age of, you know, um, it depends how you grow and where. Yeah, 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 yeah. It actually depends. But I feel like, yes, if being an adult is about being a parent, then anybody can become a parent, and people can become parents at different ages. People can become parents at, at, you can become a parent at like 14, you can become a parent at 16, whatever. Okay, but I don't think that's the definition of being an adult, or like, uh being biologically ready to quote unquote be an adult does not mean that you are an adult. Here at 18 you must get a flat. I don't think so. You must, or it depends from situation to situation. You could be parent but not responsible. Actually, you could be a parent but not mature. I have seen people who are like in their 40s with children and they are so immature. And I've seen others who are 18 but very mature. So, yeah. But there's this narrative that, like, if you have children, you are mature, like you're an adult. You're all of this. Um, Majority pay your bills. Oh, majority pay their bills. Okay. Hadrian says being an adult means not cheating on your girl with 10 other girls and just settling on three. Ah, that's the funniest thing that I've heard today. Wow. Being an adult means not cheating on your girl with 10 other girls, but just settling on three. Wow. Is that like a polygamous situation, or like just just cheating? Wow. I guess for you, being an adult means sleeping around. But wow, that's crazy. So crazy. Hmm. Hadrian says, I put so much heart and passion into side girls. But do you give that type of attention to your woman? And do you tell her these others? Because, for example, in African traditional society, is like, yes, you can like another girl, but what you do is like you just tell your first girl like, oh, I think I'm in love with the other person and I'm gonna bring them home. Oh, really? I didn't know that way. Lucy says to Hadrian, what cheating had to do with that? Okay, yeah, that's his definition of being an adult. Everything. Wow. What age do you think people actually become adults, in your opinion? Yeah, honestly, I feel like it doesn't happen at 18. It doesn't happen. Okay, it depends, varies situation to situation. Um, it varies situation to situation, but I honestly feel maybe I'll know better next year because I'm gonna turn 25 next year. But I honestly feel like in your early 20s, you're such a child. You are such a child upstairs. You are such a child. You look at the decisions that you make. Because sometimes I see it like this and I look back and I see some of the things that I have done in my early 20s, or and then I'm like, I don't think that's mature. I think if I was like that, I wouldn't do that. Have you ever had such a moment where like you're like, I don't think the 30-year old version of myself would do that, Uh, ask yourself, do you have a disconnect with life or reality? No, I don't think I have a disconnect with life, you know. Um, I don't think I have a disconnect with life. I just think maybe I have a disconnect with reality. I don't know. What do you all think? Some people take long, okay? Ooh, God is in control. Yo, yo, good to see you. Hello and good afternoon. Where are we in this drama? Okay. Hadrian is saying that. Oh, Hadrian, I skipped your comment. Sorry. Hadrian says at age 33, men become adults and women at age 80. Oh my God. Why would you say that? Women never mature, according to Hadrian. That's where we are at in this drama. How are you doing? How was your weekend? I didn't stream over the weekend. I was like, let me just watch. I never get during the weekday because of the amount of time that I've been putting on this channel. I never even get to like watch a full show. So I spent Saturday and Sunday just watching these silly reality shows. But woo, leave your country, then you mature immediately. Ooh, maybe that's a good idea. Maybe I should leave my country so I can mature. I think I am mature because I have been out of the house for a long time. And if you know me in real life, you know that I've always like created opportunities for myself. So Hadrian, he says that women never mature. Like women mature at the age of 80. God is in control. Says and our a man and a human male are very different creatures. Woo! Spill that tea. Okay? Expound. Oh my god. This man is saying that women never mature. Women mature at the age of 80. Okay. But have you considered why, like, let's say maybe because you're saying women have emotions, women have this and that. Do you consider what women have to go through every time? The hormones, it's like for a man you can have supply of energy continuously for the whole month. You can be with the same energy, and what affects you is like things that are happening to you. For us, it's like sometimes we don't have to choose that. We don't have to choose if you're feeling down, because you have other things that are, I just feel like some people do not appreciate, or some men do not appreciate um what women have to go through. But you know what, when I said that, I'm like, is that being like a man hater or something? Hadrian says women don't mature because they make us happy with their childish behavior. Wow. So you like your women to be childish? Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. But I know I you know okay. Oh yeah, the progress. Oh yeah, the progress. There's so much progress actually with the consistency that I've had the weekend. Not to mention like you guys playing the videos. Yes, there's so much. This progress. There's so much progress. God is in control. Says women mature mentally faster than men. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Growing up, people always said that like if you have a girl and a boy, both of them are 4 years old. Uh, the girl is probably thinking like an 8 year old, but the boy is thinking like a 4 year old. So honestly, I agree. Sometimes physically, but I've learned in life don't argue with foolish talk. Kehedian says childishness brings life and colors. I like my women stupid and childish. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I can take the childish, but the stupid, yeah, I think that's an insult. Oh my god. My your laugh changed to an animal, a gorilla. Gorilla? How do gorillas laugh? How do gorillas laugh? Honestly, after the show, I'm gonna be looking. How do you know what? I think I can do that, but I would have to meet. I don't want the copyright thing. How do a What sound do a parrot make? In a gorilla, I don't know what sound a gorilla makes. Birds of feathers flock together for Hayden. Okay, yeah, he must be looking for a childish, foolish person because he is one. No, no offense to you, Hadrian, but isn't that how that goes? Okay. No, if you can't play the videos, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. I appreciate any support that you guys are giving me by watching for a little bit for a long time, either. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's do another question here. I was like, because I didn't stream for the weekend, and actually today I don't know, for some reason I got late for this live stream. So I was like, maybe we are not gonna talk about anything. I was just gonna say hi and then wait for the next show, but I think we're gonna hang out for a little bit before I go, and then of course you're gonna stream later on. But I don't know, how was your weekend, guys? What did you all do on the weekend? Mm, this will be a good one. God is in control says, and many people never become adults even at 50 or 60. Growing mentally takes time and wisdom, with a humble spirit. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I said that I have met people who became parents and they thought that automatically qualifies them to give advice, or people who got old and they thought that automatically qualifies them to give advice on life experiences. I have met so many parents who are actually the unfortunately the most maybe ignorant and all of those things. So I don't think being old makes you an adult or anything. Weekend was good and chill. How about? Oh, mine was good actually. I just sat here and I just watched. I watched like two reality shows. I watched like 20 episodes for the weekend, so yeah, I think it was a good one. How do you Wow, how do you educate yourself? Being grown up is developing yourself. Okay, okay, I agree. I agree. Yeah, also being a grown up is giving yourself opportunities that I don't know. Yeah. Okay, next up, should friends tell you when your partner is unattractive? This is a good one. Uh, God is in control says, yes, I've met many idiotic people in life older than me, people that feed into road rage or drama. Some of them have competitions who buy the nicer stuff. Lots of immature people around. Yeah, yeah. And honestly, it's so sad for me because I used to think that being older makes you what? Makes you mature or whatever. But I think now I know better. Mm-hmm. Denzel says hi, and you watch what show? Oh, I watched. I like reality shows, but I know that most of you are not fans of reality show. But yeah, I watched Love Is Blind. Love Is Blind UK. I watched all the episodes, and then I watched Let's Marry Harry. Yeah, so that's what I watched yesterday. Love Is Blind. I watched on Saturday. And then yesterday I watched the whole season. Let's marry Harry, but I think it was the Let's Marry Harry. It was such a waste of time. Should friends tell you when your partner is unattractive? Okay. Harry says love is blind because many people truly love me. Oh my god, do you think you're ugly? Because the show, okay, seems like you guys are interested. The show Love Is Blind, it just is like, okay, how many of you have watched Love Is Blind, so that I don't explain something that you already know? But basically it's like you meet somebody without ever seeing them. You're in a pod, and like this side to the pod, and then this the other side to the pod, okay? And then you just talk through a wall, okay? And then if you form a connection, they propose to you, and then that's when, after the proposal, that's when you get to meet them in real life, okay? So most probably you don't get to know if they are white, black. You don't get to know if they're tall or short. Yeah, you fall in love with them because of their character, their personality. If you align, do you want children, do they want children? That's how you fall in love. So, and then maybe you might meet them and then you get disappointed with the looks. But the show mostly is supposed to help you to break from there's some people who you are like, you don't usually look at people's character, you just look at their physical look, and maybe that's why you've never had a good relationship. Oh god, love is surely blind in that show. Oh, you watched it? Okay. Yeah. Steven Maria, habari yako? Mzuri sana, good to see you. mm, Hadrian says, I don't think I'm ugly. I think I'm awful person. And that's okay, honestly. And that's where your character gets tested, okay? And then you can align with somebody who agrees with your core values. God is in control says, yes, because I'm also around a bunch of brutally honest people. So we are always open books in my crew. Okay. Ooh, wow. Okay. Have you seen 90 Day Fiance if you want a good laugh? I saw one. I saw one. Okay, I have not watched many of them, but I saw one. There's this like very like, I don't think anybody wanted them. They are from the US. I don't think anybody wanted them. But yeah, I have not watched them. Would you recommend what's one of the funniest one that you've ever watched? Okay, but honestly, with the Love Is Blind, you can have a good laugh. But I think it has resulted in maybe good marriages. Okay, uh, the one Let's Marry Harry, I don't know if I would recommend it. It's just so fake. It's just such a fake one. But I know these days reality shows are scripted, but you still want to have some reality in there. Hey, then if you keep telling yourself, I'm horrible, I'm bad, I'm this, I'm that, you become that. Your mindset is what changes you and what you identify with. You know what? I honestly, I feel like he says that because he wants to be a bad boy. And I have told you before, guys, there's a time that I really wanted to have many tattoos because I wanted to be a bad girl. But I think that's what Hayden is doing. Okay, he's convinced himself that like his value comes from being a bad boy, from sleeping around and all of that. That's actually honestly what I believe. That's why I just usually laugh when he says something. Oh, there was Denzel MK. Hi Denzel, how are you doing? Okay, there's a question here. Should friends tell you when your partner is unattractive? First of all, my answer is that's none of the friends' business actually. Uh okay, you can tell me when my partner has bad character, bad morals, but I think telling somebody that like their partner is unattractive, it makes you to start questioning, oh my god, am I making a good decision? But you, because you know what, I think beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. So maybe we should allow the person to make the decision and see if they like it or not. God is in control says, trust me, being bad, which society calls risky, ends in a path of anguish and destruction. I've seen it happen firsthand. Okay, yeah, because when I think about it, oh, okay. I need to read back. I've never really watched Love is Blind, but I know what it is. Okay. Okay. Trust me, being bad is society calls risky. Let me tell you, most of the things, the bad things that I've done as a person, not the bad thing, I don't think they are bad, but most of the things that I have done that are not me, or they don't show who I am or my character, is because I wanted to fit into a group of like being a bad girl. But right now I'm just so over that. It's like, no, I'm doing something because I want to, not because I want to portray my character in a certain way. It is people around me suffer the most. Okay. Maybe you can make a change or something. Okay, uh should friends tell you when your partner is unattractive? Yeah, no, I don't think they should. I don't think they should. They can tell you when your partner have bad manners or they don't have good character or they're not treating you right. But telling you that they don't look good is like, okay, maybe you can tell me that if I'm going through a breakup, you are allowed to tell me, oh God, I don't know why you're crying. That person was not even worth it. You can tell, but when no, in the relationship, telling somebody that a person doesn't look good is like really messy. Charles says, "Hey, Miss Wamboy, good to see you too. How are you doing? Oh my, it's been a minute before I saw you on the channel. How is the going?" Hadrian says, "When I will be with you, Wamboy, and my friend will tell me you don't look that good, I will run away from your life." Oh, okay, God, thank goodness that you'll never be. Okay, so you allow your friends to tell you what they think about the looks of your partner. Eh, Okay, God is in control says, yeah, people who are insecure and want to fit in a group just don't know themselves. Yeah, no, I don't think you should. Okay, your friends want what's best for you, right? But telling you that your partner is not attractive is not a good thing. Because you like them. Kenneth, how are you doing, Kenneth? Is it? Oh God, it's not Kenneth. It's Kenny. Kenny. Okay. I depend. Okay, how are you doing, Kenny? I depend on the friends group and how you act. My friends probably would tell me the truth even if it hurts. Okay, no, and I'm not talking about physical. Uh, I'm not talking about physical look. Okay, I'm not talking about character. I'm talking about look. You would allow your friends to tell you that this person ain't it. They don't think so. I sent another comment above. I don't think the comment showed up. It never showed up. The comment. never showed up. Their last one you sent was, yeah, people who are insecure and want to fit in a group just don't know themselves. I said, okay. A6, maybe you can type again. I hate when YouTube does that. A6 says, how are you doing? I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Good to see you. Okay, and guys, welcome to the live stream. Oh, no, should friends tell you when your partner is unattractive? They would tell me in the beginning, but if I stayed with her, they would stop. Oh, okay. So if you decide, they tell you we don't think she looks good, and then you are like, I'm saying I like her, I love her. They would stop and accept her. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Wow. Yeah. Sometimes, but I think sometimes maybe your friends knows what's your type, or like who they think you'll be happy with. But whoa, okay. Become my friend and tell me those advices from boy. No, I don't, I don't think you need any advice. I think you've already made your decision. Uh, a lot ups and downs, but mostly downs. Can't complain. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it happens all over. I think how, let's say I show up, like people like me, I show up with the channel. I have to have like my energy up there, but I gotta tell you, yeah, lots of ups and downs, but yes, mostly downs. But yeah, here we are. Okay, I hope you get through everything that you're going through, and I hope you enjoy your life. Dang. Okay. God is in control says, dang. Okay, I was just saying it's good to be around friends. uh, Friends are people who are respectfully honest. Like if someone is toxic and they themselves can see it, blinded by love as example. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, if you're, yeah, because I can see that happening. But would you want them to tell you when they don't think your partner is attractive? Yeah, because of course when you're in love, all of the things, you know everything is nice, because you're willing to forgive, you're willing to compromise. Because have you ever told your friends their partner was ugly? Ah, no. Okay, let's see. No, no, but I have told somebody that their partner was not good looking after they broke up. Let me tell you, I have one of my friends, okay? When, let's say, you're going through something, you tell her, let's say somebody offended you, they are going to say all the nasty stuff. Oh my God. She will be like, I don't even know why you're crying. That person did not deserve you. Oh my God, let them go to, she will say all this type of stuff. And it will just make you feel good, okay? I'm sure I'll meet her sometime. She will make you feel good by like telling you that person does not deserve you, and it feels so good sometimes. I remember one time, we were still in campus, and so there's this guy. Maybe I was attracted to him, kind of like, and then for some reason it didn't go well. And I spent almost like the night crying, because I was like, oh, this is not gonna happen and all of that. Oh my gosh. She woke up and she was like, why are you crying? And blah blah blah. She was just telling me that that person does not deserve it. And then let me tell you, it helps. So have I ever told my friend that their partner looked ugly? No, I would never do that. But after their relationship, I can tell them, oh my God, honestly, I'm so glad that the relationship is over, because I don't think that was your person. I think I've ever said that. But when you're in the relationship, because another thing that I'm scared of is, I'm scared of, like, you can tell somebody that their partner is not attractive, but what if they go and tell them then you say that they're not attractive? uh Okay, and you guys can also answer that question from Kenny. Have you ever told your friends their partner was ugly? God is in control says, yeah, I mean, if someone looks like Shrek, I think my friends would speak up. But usually, no, everyone here is respectful. Okay, yeah, wow. But I think one of my friends is usually like very honest. She will tell you when she don't think that's your person. She will say her mind, but She will not force you. But otherwise, I don't think so. There's different types of real love. Let me know, what are the different types of real love? Kenny says, so you keep the truth in until it's officially over. Yeah, yeah, because the last thing you want, people, something that I realized when it comes to people who are, let's say, they're in a relationship, at the end of the day, they're like, that's the person that they get to end the day together. Okay, you tell them a negative about their person, they are gonna go and tell them 100%, or they're gonna be like, so and so was saying this, but I didn't think that's who you are. No, I just don't want to be in those type of drama. Lucky says hi, how are you doing, Lucky? Charles says, honesty. There's different types of love. Honesty is one. Yeah, no, but it's like, I'm not gonna tell you to compromise a situation that you are in. I think the situation will end at the right time. So yeah. Ah, yeah, but wow. Yeah, I think that's a hard one. That's a hard one. Yeah. There's a time one of my friends was in a relationship, and I think she was so blinded by love. She was not seeing that she was not being treated right. Um she was not being prioritized and all of those things. But I never said a word. I felt that deep down, but I never said a word because I was crossing my fingers. I was like, God, I hope this doesn't work out, because otherwise I don't know how to tell you that I don't think, because sometimes it can come out as jealousy or something. Yeah, it can actually come out as jealousy, and I don't want you to think that I want your man. Like, I'm not interested. So I was just crossing my fingers, and let's say when we talk about hypothetical stuff, I would just say things like, yeah, sometimes it's just good for you to be in a relationship for a long time before you make the decision, because honestly I just didn't want her to make the decision. uh One boy, go look at a show I think called Strange Love. You won't be disappointed. Is it on Netflix? I only have Netflix. Hope it's on Netflix. Strange Love. Lucky says, how are you doing, Lucky? Kenny says, I think there's only pure love and fake love. Pure love and fake love. What are the components of fake love? Malebo hang. Okay, and this also brings to the situation. Sometimes I feel like when people are in like bad situations, they already know, they can feel it in their gut, but maybe because of the codependence that you develop in relationships, maybe that prevents you from taking actions or whatever. But I honestly feel like people know when they are not in good situation. It's also a good friendship duty to look out for each other and cancel each other. In my group, we ask each other for advice or help if needed. Okay. Okay. Is that a thing that okay, I think you already said that, like, if they think your person is not for you, they will say. That's interesting. No, I think 3 episodes on YouTube for it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll look for it. Although maybe the Netflix is more straightforward. Like it says, where, okay. Should friends tell you when your partner is unattractive? Okay, we are talking about maybe the different types of love. Somebody says that there's pure love and there's fake love. What are they? And how long can you fake love? I don't practice mocking people though. It's kind of childish. Okay, mocking them. Do you think telling somebody that their partner is not attractive is mocking them? No, you have the best interest. You have their best interest at heart. You don't want to hurt them. No, no, no hard feelings. You just don't think that's their person. I think, um, in my friend group, I think only one person would tell me. All of the others would beat around the bush. They would be like, okay, if that's what you want. God is in control. Well, I mean, like not forcing friends, but just good advice. We give advice if only asked. Oh, yeah, that's what it is right there. Yeah. No, if you came to me and you asked, do you think this is my password? Maybe I'll say, but like, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't think so. Where did you go to school at? I don't think so. People in my school, nobody ever would ever have such a name. Okay. Okay, let's go with this one. You can read your partner's mind for 24 hours. Are you doing it? Strange love. Okay, strange things. Did you say strange things? Oh, I don't want to forget. I need to write that down. Strange love. Okay, strange love. Let me write that down because otherwise I'll try to remember and this chat will be gone. Mm, okay, God is in context. You're engaged, right, homeboy? Yeah. So here is a big question. A big question. A lot of people. Is what the right time to get married? How long to date before engage or skip engagement and go straight to marriage? Whoa. Uh-huh. How's the right time to get married? How long to date before engaged? Okay. uh yeah. First of all, I have to say like out here people don't get engaged. Okay, actually me rings don't mean that much out here, to be really honest. Okay, you know. When I started dating my fiance, I had this ring and I used to put it on the ring finger actually. Okay, and then one time he's like, I don't know, it was like a FaceTime thing or something, and then he saw the ring and he was just pretty much upset and stuff. And then I was like, what are you upset about? He's like, I didn't even notice where the ring was at. Okay, because out here is not a huge thing like that. Honestly, out here I don't even think, I honestly feel like I feel like in America, marriage is taken more seriously than anything. Okay, so out here, people really practice the marriage, but the ceremony, the rings, all of that does not mean so much to people out here. So that's one thing. So how long do you date before getting married? Okay, maybe I'll ask this question: will somebody ever feel like ready for marriage 100%? I think that's a huge one because how do you feel ready? Like, now I really want to get married. Will you ever have that feeling? Uh, yeah, Musaidi says, do you remember me? Yes, I remember you on the channel. How are you doing? God is in control. Some people date for years before marriage. For me, it was only 9 months. Then, wow, marriage. Wow, 9 months. How was you? You were so sure. Like, why were you so sure? Like, because don't get me wrong, okay, I think people will get sure, but I feel like let's say sometimes when, let's say you have like a rough patch, maybe a little argument, you're like you're like, oh god, you how do you know that you're that ready? Like, how do you just, you know how do you know that you're that ready? I think about marriage like the same way I think about children. It's like, personally, I don't think I'll ever feel ready for the children. But with the marriage, I think, yes, but it's like I've just never been in a hurry, I think. But I think I'm also pretty young. We actually didn't get rings until 2 years in, but I like that nice and simple. Oh, okay. Did you do a wedding ceremony? Let me know, guys. Would you want to do like a wedding ceremony? Would you want to host a huge wedding? Let me tell you, whenever I get married, I just will not have people there. Like, it will be a me thing because it's like, I don't believe in like these huge groups and stuff. I am getting mine, not you. So for me, the huge thing about marriage, and I feel like whenever most people are involved in it, it just doesn't work or something. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. I think marriage in the US be just for sure sometimes. But yeah, but you guys host huge weddings and the rings mean something. Honestly, out here, somebody will still talk to me when I still have the ring on, like it just doesn't mean that much. Okay, it does, but it just doesn't. People don't take it that seriously, I think. Yeah. And see, but also I think also out here is because most people do not get legally married. It's just you just come, we stay. So it's like whenever you wanna be out of here, I'm out of here. I owe you nothing. We are not legally binded. We never reported anywhere that we are married. We got married in a courthouse. Took 30 minutes. Yeah, it was fast, but so fast, so good. 4 years now. Wow. Chemistry too. Oh, the chemistry. Like I think, yeah, I also think the chemistry also helps you to be like, this is it. Yeah, big extravagant weddings and ceremonies are stupid and usually always end in divorce. It's all for sure. Yeah. Yeah, also me not having like good examples of what marriage should be, sometimes it just doesn't give you that much confidence in that and all of that. Also, not to mention, it would be pretty bad to host a very huge ceremony, waste all these huge amounts of money, and then let's say it end up, and I don't, okay, and I think that's being negative if you are entering marriage or situations or relationships thinking about the end. But isn't that what prenups are for? Kenny says, I got married. It was a small wedding, but I wanted to go to the courthouse. Okay. Would you do it all over again? I didn't know you were married, Kenny. Wow. Are you still married? If that's not too personal, you can answer if you don't think that's too personal. Define marriage. Where did it come from? Honestly, the other day I posted something on my Instagram. I think it was a video that I saw. Okay, so someone was saying that marriage is something that your DNA confuses you to do so that you can continue your generation or whatever, your legacy, your bloodline or whatever. But I don't know. You define marriage. You define my. Let me hear. Whenever I meet married people, I would like to know: would you do it all over again? But nothing personal. If you don't want to answer, you can just skip the question. Okay. Kenny says, "Yes, ma'am, going on 5 years. If I did it again, I would do the small wedding. It was more for my wife." Okay. Okay. Wow. So that's good to hear that you'd still do it again. Okay. Yeah. The biggest worry about like making the huge decision about getting married is like I think for most people the huge thing is like regretting. Maybe you are like, oh my god, I, you know I should have waited. Maybe I should have taken more time. Yeah. Uh and also I feel like having the whole thing of like, let's say, divorce, I feel like that puts a bad reputation on your name. And I think I prefer it's better to be divorced than to be in a situation that you don't want to be in. But I feel like when relationships end, actually, the relationships that maybe I've had to get to this point, I just don't consider those relations. I just consider people that I know. Those are just people that I knew at some point. So, like having the huge thing, like this huge thing that binds you guys together, and then let's say it ending, and now that's something that, like, when people research your name, that's something that they can see is like, ooh. Boy, here people will easily spend 50K. And this is 50K US dollars on weddings. I think it's all silly. They feel the bigger the ceremony, it secures marriage. Not at all. Marriage is in the house. Yeah. In the heart. Yeah. When you go back to that house, that's when the real marriage begins. Not when you have thousands of people there celebrating you. You know, marriage is sweet with the right person, but you can marry your enemy. Okay, and then you'll have a lifetime of problems. Okay, honestly, I feel like the people who are married or people who have been married before do not give us the confidence of like you can do this. I feel like whenever they come out, is that we always hear about all the negatives. It's like, oh, in the marriage, see, like the way you are all over each other, like you couldn't get your hands off of each other, you couldn't get out of each other's body. It's like most people who come out of marriage, they say that that goes away, it was never happening, and then you're scared. You're like, maybe that will ruin our relationship. Maybe if you don't have an official thing saying that, oh, this is what you're doing, maybe you feel like that will be way better or something. You know what I'm saying? God is in control. Says we didn't care if we didn't find rings yet, but we bought rings in Africa, which is awesome, in Kampala, and not expensive rings either. Okay, where did you get married in? Where did you get married in? Is the US or in Uganda? If you don't mind answering. Um, ooh. Charles says marriage is for two consenting, mature adults that want to cooperate and build a specific lifestyle together despite the dangers and snares of life. Polygamists that just want to be wealthy and secure got a point too. Okay. Yeah. Let me know. Would you? Okay. Let me read your thing again. Okay. Okay, because you're saying it's for two people, would you want to like, but I think the whole prenup thing is for wealthy people. If you don't have, I am so sick and tired of like seeing people saying, oh, uh she was a gold digger maybe at the end of the relationship. Okay, well, you didn't have any gold to be digged, first of all. But I'm just saying, because on these shows that I normally watch, like the reality shows, you'll hear somebody tell, "Oh, I want to sign a prenup. If you're not doing that, then I don't think I'm that confident with the relationship." Uh, Viona Charlene, hi. Married here in Texas, took 30 minutes, nice and easy. Had 6 family members show up. It was nice. In life, keep everything simple. You'll be happier. Okay, don't overdo it. But bought the drinks in Kampala last December while visiting. Oh, so you guys didn't even give each other the rings. Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. That's the definition of doing it in your own terms. Yeah, I just don't believe in the whole like, you know, making a big deal out of it, and then I think you're more likely to get disappointed. Marriage for rich is a business, okay? Yeah, maybe because if you have, yes, if let me tell you, if I have money, if like I'm rich and wealthy, yes, we are signing a prenup. But if I have nothing, I just think it's a waste of time, you know, or a waste of energy. Oh, wow. Yeah, but wow, yeah, I think maybe in your that is, but I think in your 20s, can you ever feel like, okay, you can feel ready with the person that you're with, but big deals are silly, even for funerals. Get it done. Hope they knew Jesus and life goes on to the next chapter. Yeah, I think out here in this country, we have tribes that do huge. They have to like celebrate for a whole month. They have to do all of these things. They have to like slaughter all these bulls. There are people who are like that. Actually, the first time that I ever witnessed something like that, where like the whole month is a ceremony, I was like, I went to this funeral. I was in attachment in a different place. I went to this funeral over there, and it was like a ceremony. They had chefs over there. They had, but in my community, I think it's because most people in my community are usually analytical when it comes to. It's usually 4 or 5 days done. Yeah, yeah. African funerals are more extravagant than when the budget was like, I think they spent like 20,000 US dollars on that funeral. Also, when I was over there, there's one of our friends, she passed away. Okay, I gotta tell you, from that day on, we never cooked in our houses. We used to go to their place. they would cook all of these different type of things. We went there every other we never cooked from that day on. We never cooked for the whole month. We were sorted. We used to get from work and then we go straight over there. Yeah, the funeral, they even had mandazis, they had different things, different dishes. But you gotta respect people's traditions. But that was such a surprise for me. We do not do that in my community. We just, yeah, we just finish. Okay, Tumefika says celebrities put their wealth like footballers, but their parents in case of divorce. Oh, okay. So you buy things and then you just put them in your parents' name. I think that's an awful way to live. Yeah, because you're gonna lose almost all of it. And in that case, maybe what they can do is just maybe tell the person, like, see, like for example, if you like somebody like Ronaldo, he just recently got married, but he's been with this woman for a lifetime. Okay, maybe that's when you kind of like slow down on it, make sure that somebody really wants to be with you before you get married. Yeah, it's crazy, honestly. I mean that with all due respect. There's a big funerals here too, but gets expensive. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I was so shocked. I was so shocked. But you just gotta love the culture. You know, they're celebrating life. They're not over there. Okay, they're gonna cry. They only cry for one day. They hire people to cry. It's just a whole thing. It's just a whole thing. I was so surprised. But yeah, yeah. That's why we usually say that. Like, for example, when it comes to our African traditions, we are just different people. You know, we are the same people, but yet so different. So different. But I think it varies from one family to another, uh, and all of that. So yeah, but for me, I think with the huge wedding, it's just like you're gonna see. But I feel like for most of us women, yes, you want to see yourself in a nice wedding dress and stuff. But I think it's mostly for show off or for posting. Yes, it's mostly for posting and like showing this life. Kenny says, I learned when you get married, the real work begins. Okay. Okay, if you don't mind, for those of you who are what are the pros? Okay, okay, we know the pros. You get your person for the rest of your life. You don't feel lonely and all of that. What are some of the cons about getting married? Because I honestly think that I'm scared of marriage because of the negatives that I've heard about marriage. I am so scared. I am like, what if you get in there and then you're not you're never able to get out in the case where you have to go to Nigeria, find someone being married with a brand new Mercedes Benz and gold jewelry. Wow, why would they? It's a whole thing. Is it a belief? Is it like that's what they believe in? Oh my god. And as for celebrities here, it's good example of toxic environment, always divorcing each other, cheating, lying, fighting, and most celebrities' marriage are based on money and material things. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and not to mention like having the wealth. Honestly, if I was to have, okay, if you have the wealth, anybody that you meet after that, you gotta be really careful. So in any case, I don't see the reason why these people keep getting married. It's like when the let me tell you, it's like when the first one ends, I don't know if you would want to get married again. A lot of people worship celebrities. I think it's the stupidest thing ever. Who gives a damn? People do. Yeah, people keep up. You know, there are people who keep up, really like keep up. Oh my god, what are they doing? What's the point of your current relationship? Does it have a goal? Ah, does it have a goal? Yeah. Of course, the goal is getting married. What's the point? What's the point? I think it's the point like any other relationship. Of course, the point or the end goal is to get married. Same for sports. Honestly, could care less. Yeah, I think I went through a season where I really did care. You know, I watched football almost every time, but I think it depends with the environment that I'm in. Now that I have less outside peer pressure and stuff. I have not watched football in a long time. But in university, because of the type of people that I was like, I knew almost so many fans. Yeah. I have seen men who are so much into football that they even cry when their teams lose. Hadrian says lots of people worship me also. Oh God. Just say lots of women or whatever. Kenny says with celebrities you never know what goes on behind closed doors. Yeah. Yeah, there's this lady. She always posted about her relationship, and that's one of the reasons why maybe I think posting your relationship is it could be a bad thing. She always posted about her relationship and stuff, but then one day she just came. She was crying. She was so swollen. She had all these recordings, so she was being abused for a long time, like a whole year, and she just came out and like you couldn't believe. Okay, and then she was showing the picture that she posted that is maybe refined, she looks good, she looks happy, and what had actually happened behind closed doors. Okay, so yeah, so I don't know. Tony says, how are you doing, Tony? Good to see you. Attraction is relative. No way in hell everyone in a friend group has same taste. Okay, so your friends are not gonna tell you if your partner is attractive or not. Okay. Yeah. So but sometimes it's like they know, maybe they have seen your past relationships. They know what you're into. Mhm. Some people love to hear themselves talk. Yeah, I know. So, but yeah. Okay. Do you all think? But I think it varies with situations. Okay. Do you think maybe posting your relationship online, and I have no problem with like being about it, but okay, especially when it's a husband or a wife, yes. But do you think it's a good idea? But because I feel like you're okay when you have like a private relationship, you're gonna sort out your things in private, you're gonna cry in private, and just come out and act like nothing ever happened. Charles says, I'm more afraid of toxic people than marriage. Even nothing worse than trauma and getting sick with a permanent disease. Okay, so you're not afraid of marriage? Are you married? Okay. Okay, for those of you who are not married, let me know, am I the only one who thinks like marriage is such a serious thing? Yeah, I think it's frightening. Tony says they'll tell me if they find her attractive, otherwise I won't hear anything. Anyway, I most likely wouldn't care. Okay. Oh, if they find her attractive, they can tell you. But if they find her not attractive, it's like none of their business. Okay, good to hear. Yeah, I also don't think. Yeah. Uh, Charles says nope. Oh, you're not married, but you're not afraid of marriage. Okay. Tony says hello, Amboy. Hello, you. Good to see you. Uh, well, some couples post their entire life on social media. It's so stupid. I have no social media. It's so free. Okay, so your partner does not expect to be posted because you have no social media. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, because honestly, it's like I have seen people post each other, and then when you stop posting them, people are like, "What's going on here? What's happening?" And it's not like you're not proud of them, because people say that like if you don't post your person, maybe you're not proud of them. Uh, and all of you could be, but just decide. You know what? No. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, Tony, there's a question here. I think you answered. Okay, but I think what was the question? How long should you date before getting married, in you guys' opinion? Yeah, you know what? My chat is so spontaneous because sometimes I talk about things that I had not planned about. But how long should you date before getting married, in your opinion? Okay, how long is so long? Maybe that should be the question. How long is so long? If it's not progressing and you think you're wasting each other's time. And posting everything causes gossip and drama. Yeah, people can't attack what they don't know. What they don't know, none of their business. you know yeah, but honestly, as a creator or as somebody who wants to share here or like to create, it's so hard. Or there's a because first of all, you want, I just believe in like this type of like transparency, and like in sharing, because I think that's not the only way that you're gonna connect with people who want to watch you. Uh because for example, like you guys, I have this feeling that you guys feel a sense of friendship towards me, which I also do. I feel this friendship or thing, especially when people keep showing up, or like you watch the first time and then you're like, I think I could watch this, and then you keep going back. So there's that thing of like, you want to keep sharing. What do you share? What do you not share? Tony says, if you live with them, 6 months should most likely tell you if you are going to buy that person or not. Okay, live with them before getting married. Okay, I really avoided that in campus. People are doing that in campus where like you just move in with the person that you're dating instead of paying two rents and like you're mostly with each other. Why just not move? I avoided that thing so much. I never wanted to move in with anybody because the moment you move in, you'll never make it. I don't think you'll ever make it official when you move in. It's like you start taking each other for granted. Yeah. No, 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 no. The whole moving in together is like, oh no. Can we just have everybody? Can they have everybody have their house or something? Or can I just stay at home? Yeah. If for people like you, yes, posting is normal, but there's a balance to everything. Yeah. Because at the same time, some people will share information. Like for example, there's this person that I used to really watch. I like watching their relationship and stuff. And then they got pregnant, had the baby, and then they started, blurring the child's face. And I'm like, why are we here? And I think that they lost a lot of followers from that, because it's like you want to share, or you're acting as if you're sharing, and then we get invested in this thing, and then all of a sudden you don't want to show us the child's face. What? Yeah, Tony says, but once you're married, it's going to happen regardless. But I understand your point of view. They're moving in together. Yeah. Oh, of course, they're moving in together after marriage is gonna happen. But it's like before then, it's like, can we not move in together? Can we just visit and go, or something? Uh, Yeah, but also, but Tumefika says bold and beautiful. Did you see that? Where? Bold and beautiful. No, I didn't see that. What do you mean? Uh, okay. God is in control. Says one boy. It's funny because you remind me of someone who can totally live alone and occupy yourself. I did 6 years before marriage. So many guys I met need a woman, but when you love alone, oh, when you live alone, you have your own. It's just like, yeah, honestly. But honestly, I think I have trauma, to be really honest, and I did maybe. I know some of you have told me to see a therapist, but it's just like I just have so much trauma from like the relationships that I've watched growing up, or like the people that I've seen around me. It's just like I just never wanted to make the same mistakes like they did. That's why I think even in relationships, I usually have walls up, because I'm scared. I'm scared. Yeah, I'm scared of like, and I don't know if some of you all watched the video where I asked my mom if she would get married again or have children, and she said no. And she said no. And honestly, before I filmed that video, I was here live streaming, and I told people that like in another life, I am not born, but my mom gets to go out there and be the best version of herself. She never they never get to meet, but everybody just becomes their own thing. And somebody said that like that was mean. But I asked her and she said that like she would probably maybe have only one kid or maybe never, you know. But it's like when I speak or like when I share things like that and why I'm scared, people assume that, oh, you're so traumatized and stuff. Yes, I am, but yeah, yeah. Yes, I am traumatized, but at the same time, it's like, no, even if I go to a therapist, the concerns that I have, the fears that I have are still gonna be there. I think they're still gonna be there. Uh, and I think maybe that usually interfere with my relationships, or it can make me to not give myself fully in a relationship because I'm waiting for a shoe to drop or something. I'm waiting for something to go wrong, or like I'm not surrendering. For example, when it comes to being provided for, I have a real struggle with that because I think like that's the first step to somebody being a maybe being able to abuse you. When somebody is like fully providing, I have this care about somebody fully providing for you, and like you lose all your connections, maybe you don't have friends anymore. Where do you start? But I know those are like traumatic things to even think about. Bold and Beautiful, did you see? Oh, is it on Netflix? Oh, if it's on Netflix, I would like to try out, to watch. I would like to watch. uh God is in control. Okay, I think I read that. Tuefika says it's an episode soap opera. Yeah. Uh, I was watching this woman and she says when she has her finances right, she just don't usually think about being in relationships, and it's so funny. system and system and way you do things. I had to get used to living together. Rough the first year. Oh yeah. Okay. Guys, and also having somebody in your space the whole time. Can I breathe or something? Can I breathe? you know and let's say how you do trash. Let's say how you clean the house. Do you believe in like making the bed once you wake up? Tony says they say you okay, they say you don't truly know a person until you live with them. That's true. That's when you know they are true. Another thing that I have, but it's just something that I have made up. You don't know somebody until they are feeding you and they know you don't have any other option. you know I am so scared of that, to be really honest. I don't know. Is that normal? Is that normal? I'm scared of losing my independence. That's also another thing. I'm so scared of losing my independence. I just want to be able to come and go whenever I want to. And I don't think if I think maybe in marriage you should I feel like in marriage you give up some things and you gain others. You're a therapist? Wow. Ooh, wow. I only needed 10 minutes to know I'm boy. Okay, okay, what was the first impression? The first 10 minutes when you started watching me? Yeah, God is in control says, honestly, therapists are a stupid waste of time. You just need God, good friends, and yourself. Therapists even ruin people here sometimes. Okay. Yeah, because I did social science, and mostly we shared most of the electives with psychologists, people who are doing counseling psychology and all of that. But I gotta say, I think what you need, I think what you need is just to speak your mind. The only thing that I think a therapist does is to give you a safe space for you to just be able to talk, and maybe you can hear yourself talk. But maybe even like this thing right here, going to talking to people, talking to friends. Yeah, I think friends can be therapists because it's about talking to somebody, talking something out loud and somebody else hearing you. If your guy is not jealous and lets you uh, be free, you won't lose your independence. Okay. Yeah, but is jealousy a bad thing? Okay. Is jealousy a bad thing? Uh, is jealousy a bad thing? But you know what? I think maybe people who are in relationships with you have a right to be jealous a little bit, but I think there's a balance between, I think. Okay, Tuefika says that's why I did what I did. Life is not always kind of a fighter. Okay. Have you been married before to Mefika? I think you said you have. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you said you've been married before. Tony says one boy wants to be able to see an exit door no matter what the situation. Hence, you need your need to avoid defenders. Yeah, and it's so bad. It's so bad because honestly, it's so bad because I am not able to be loose. I'm not able to like surrender, and I think that's an important thing. Surrender. You have to surrender. Yeah, maybe it's a me thing. Maybe it's a me thing. It's just like I feel bad when I see maybe women who are able to like stand up for themselves. Women had their own connections, their own network. When you lose that, for example, like for me, I am so keen to make sure that like I'm maybe maintaining my friendships by calling these people, telling them they mean so much to me and stuff. Because I think these are the people that are gonna get you out. These are the people that, uh, you know, okay, God is in control. For example, Davido comes to Houston, let her dress all fancy and go out with two of her African friends to the concert. I trust her. Sometimes I go restaurant or bar and women wear bikinis. She doesn't mind. It's mature love. Oh, okay. So you will not be like, oh my God, what is she doing out there? Oh, I don't believe you. You don't believe me. You don't believe me. Why? Why? Okay, maybe the wearing fancy is like, okay, you want your person to be jealous a little bit, but where is the balance? Where is the balance? Like, what is too much jealousy or something? I think it's getting dark. I need to like turn on the lights. A marriage shouldn't be a prison. It should amplify your life, not destroy. Yeah, and I think that's why most people are scared of it. I don't know. Maybe I should turn off the lights. It doesn't look good. Maybe this. I think that's why people are scared of marriage because it's like you're losing a part of yourself. You're losing who you are. Yeah, but well, Todd, that's so funny that you said that because I think everybody wants that. Everybody wants to be independent. And we just trust each other. We never look through each other's phones. But if we ask each other, there's no issue. Oh, okay. So you can ask, can I see your phone or something? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think yes, you should be able to know that like, okay, whenever maybe it's not a big deal, but woo. Tony says, does jealousy equate to the amount of love one has for the other? Good question. Let's see for the marriage. Let's see what they have to say. Uh I don't I okay, I don't think so. I think it could or it could, because if your person doesn't care, it's like they just don't love you. But if they excessively care, then it's like maybe you might feel controlled. I don't know. Society makes it sound bad these days because the culture says sleep around, don't get tied down. Yeah, yeah. But yes, you should be. I think having somebody that you're answerable to is also a good thing sometimes because yes, your husband is gonna ask because of course you're not gonna let your woman be all around flirting with everybody and stuff. I'm sure you had to reconfigure yourself at some low points. I'm sure you had to reconfigure yourself at some low points in life and strategize on a better route with your partner. Oh, Charles, are you talking to me or are you talking to God is in control? Because I'm confused. Reconfigure yourself. I think you're talking to God is in control. Okay, you don't think he's telling the total truth though? Are you talking to me? We need to start there. Yeah, no, you know what? I think it's getting dark. Let me. Let me see. Reconfigure yourself. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I just want to hear success stories when it comes to marriage, because I think the next generation, okay, Gen Zs, we might still have some marriages. But I think the next generation, it will be a thing of the past. It will just be like, you don't have to. It will be a thing of the past, honestly, because of the number of like failed stories, all these traumatic things. But let's say, you know, when I was watching Love Is Blind, there was all these people who are afraid to commit because of the maybe the environment they were brought up in, what they saw growing up, you know. Tony says, some days I think jealousy reflects the amount of love, and other days not so much. I'm still conflicted. Yeah, let me tell you, one of the things that can be so bad is like when somebody does not, when you maybe, you know, jealousy can be, it could be as a result of like, okay, you know, you're my person, I don't want you around there with other people, I don't want other people to look at you or stuff. But also, it can also show the maybe insecurities, uh because it can, you know, it's like getting you know, clingy or something. It's hot. I gotta say, jealousy is hot, but it can also, because you know what, the moment you keep like expressing all of these things, the other person have to change so that they don't make you feel that way again. And don't you feel like you can end up changing who they are by doing so? God is in control. Says, I love our marriage. I'm not here to convince anyone. I don't lie, and don't have a reason to. When people hear about my marriage, they aren't used to it. They're used to controlling. I gotta say that I am so surprised. The things that you talk about your all's relationship, I'm like, that's, you know, that's freeing. That's freeing. It's almost like you guys are living your own individual lives, but as a collective, you know. Yeah, I gotta say, it just like sounds like something people would say on paper, but not in life. I'm happy for you that you have that opportunity. Tony says, I still see some people around my age getting married. I often get news here and there about that, especially from my mom and friends. And honestly, for me, the marriage does not strike like the kids. You know, I'm like, oh my god, you're like my age, how will you handle that? I don't think I have life figured out. I don't think that I know myself 100% to even bring a child for me. So I think it's with different things. Okay, so at what age do you think is the right age to get married? Or it depends, if whenever you're ready. Jesus famous says Jesus loves spread the gospel. Okay. Yeah, and you know what? Maybe we should all strive to having such a perfect relationship and situations, so that like you're telling people and they're like, you know what? I know you're lying. Isn't that what we all want? But we do stuff together all the time. Also, a big factor about our life is we are both very strong-headed and independent. Okay, yeah, you know, one of the things is like I'm very stubborn. Okay, I am very stubborn, and like for an African girl, I think that's very much unexpected of me, because I'm very stubborn. So and I think this is why for people who go abroad to look for relationships, this is why you should be very careful. Like maybe you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna get an African woman, so I'm gonna get this level of surrender. She's going to surrender, she's going to be this and that, you know. But for example, like for me, in my own terms, I think I am educated in my own little ways, and also I'm stubborn, and I want independence. So see, so I also think for people who are looking for relationships abroad, you should maybe look at what are you looking for. Do you want an analytical person? Do you want somebody who went to school and all of those? Because I also think that that kind of like confuses the two. Tony says, the right age for me is when I'm settled financially, spiritually, and physically. So in the and only God knows. Will you ever be settled? Will you ever be set? I don't think, because like sometimes I'm just like I don't even know who I am. Okay, I know, but I don't. Yeah. Okay, let me read from the laptop. I think leaning over sometimes is like, ooh. Kenny says, no, jealousy doesn't equate to the amount of love. Jealousy is one of the deadly sins, and love negates sins. Okay. So, Ken, you don't feel jealousy when maybe, okay, and maybe a perfect example is like when your lady is like dressing up to go somewhere and you're not going with her. Because I see all of these videos online, is like the guy is like, where do you think you're going wearing like that? Okay, and I think he's like, uh, women like men who are like, he's making the rules. He's like putting his foot down, but that is hot for so long until you're like, who do you think you are? Uh, stubborn, stubborn. You meet your match and tamed. Okay. Yeah, stubborn, so stubborn. The biggest success and factor of our marriage too is we are both strong Christians. We read together and pray together every night. We communicate about everything too. Okay. Wow. I hope these types of marriage, or I hope more people talk about the positives of marriage, because so far we are only hearing the negatives. And I think some of you would agree with me. Dressing all cute and stuff. Who are you trying to impress when you leave this house? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Dressing all cute. Who are you trying to impress? It's like, can a girl just look cute for herself? Can somebody just dress up for themselves? Can they just, you know? It's like, and then this whole thing is like, it's all about the other person. It's never about you. Okay, you're going somewhere, you're wearing a very smelly, nice smelly perfume. Oh, who are you going to hug? All of this, sometimes it can be too much. Kenny says, nah, I don't be like that. I trust her, she wears what she wants, but she also respects me when she goes out. Okay, wow. I don't know, all of them are kind of hot. The one like he puts his foot down, like, where do you think you're going, like that? Is like, that is hot. But see, also this other part, like how Kenny is saying that, like, she respects me when she goes out. All of them are also super super nice. They're also super nice. He's like, how hot of your person to trust you like that. Wow. Yeah. Hmm. When I get married, I can't wait to tell you guys how it's like. My biggest worry that I've had over the years about getting married is like losing yourself. Can you imagine you're this type of person, and then you slowly watch yourself lose your spark and like lose your voice? Because most men, okay, and this is where I sound like a man hater, but I don't think you guys take it like that. Okay. you know uh okay, well, what was I saying? Oh my god, I get so much in my head. What was I saying? But you basically just watch yourself lose your spark. You watch yourself from this bubbly person to like this human that you cannot recognize. you know yeah, but who knows, maybe when you get, maybe somebody like me who is very articulate, and like, maybe for somebody like me who's very articulate, and like I like to say what I think and stuff, maybe in the case of marriage, maybe I would get more quiet. That's scary to even think about, getting more quieter. uh, Tony says, my friend told me the only time his girl takes out the trash is when he gets a haircut. Wow. Is that a good or a bad thing? Oh, my. God is in control. Says, yes, she never wears makeup, but if she does, I don't mind. Some men are so jealous, other guys will even glance at her. Okay, yeah, I gotta say, for example, even doing what I'm doing right now, okay, you have to have like somebody who's like trusting in you to do this because I have everybody here, complimenting me, you're looking good. But it's like, okay, do you change who you are for the sake of the relationship? I don't think that's fair. Stubbornness can turn mental, etc. when abused. Oh, it can be a problem. Yeah, but I'm not stubborn like that. Like I will not listen. I will listen, but it's like sometimes. Okay, sometimes I yeah. I think it's just stubborn, but I don't think for me. It's like no. It's like I'm stubborn in like what I want is what I want. Like what I think is best for me is what I think is best for me. She takes out trash because she don't want nobody looking at she with a fresh trim. Oh my! Wow! uh, wife knows I uh, wife knows I get on here in chat. She says hello African little sister. Okay. Oh wow. I think you better culture is relaxing chill too. Okay, yeah. Because it's like if you can't have a moment, it's like whoo. Yeah, because honestly, with this show, with, especially with the live stream. See, when I post a video, like pre-recorded, am not having an interaction with you guys. But see, with like for example, this show, I feel like I have this connection with you guys, like friendship type of thing going on. I don't know if you guys feel that, but I think some of you do because that's why you keep showing up or like coming back. But it's like it can be it can be like a bad thing if like I don't know what to say, but yeah, I think you guys get the point. So because mostly it's like, for example, if you tell me to stop doing this, what I'm doing, it's just like I'm gonna be like, why, you know? So ah, God. Okay, let's see. I think okay. What's the time? I'm still gonna live stream at 10. Uh, okay, let's go with this one. Let's do this as the last question, and then we're gonna see each other 10 p.m. and time. Is flirting cheating? Let me type that. Is flirting cheating, in your opinion? I think this will be our last question. And then, of course, I'm going to stop 10. The show at 10, I'm usually more flexible because I'm not cooking or something. Yeah. The older you get, the less you care about this little stuff. It's wonderful. You just get less of a parents for drama in PS. God. Okay. Let's get there. Oh, Lord. Yeah, for me, I think it depends on the season. Sometimes I'm so much in my feelings, and sometimes I'm not. No, way, flirting is totally not cheating. Okay, okay. But it's like, will you be happy if your wife is straight up flirting with some guy? Okay, let's say you guys are in an event and then she's just flirting with somebody. Would you want that? What counts as flirting? I'm getting old. Okay, I don't know actually. Because when you're in a relationship, you don't know what flirt. Okay, what in your opinion, guys? What counts as flirting? One of the things that I can't. Why is it like we never have women in here, and whenever I have women, they never stay? It's like this channel is like almost everybody is a man in here, apart from me. Wow, it's like I'm born to be around. When I was just thinking about that today, I only have brothers and no sister. Okay, and that usually used to piss me off. I just wanted to have like women around me. And it's like everything that I do, there's no women around. Even if this channel is like, can we have some women in here? Oh, Rose Wambua, at least we have one woman in here or something. Not really, just just little bit of customer service. Mm, customer service. Oh, in case of what? I was watching this show. I think it was Dr. Phil or something. And then this guy, his wife worked as a, what is it called, receptionist in a hotel. Okay, and then this guy just randomly just shows up and hides somewhere, watching how the wife is interacting with the customers. And I'm like, is she supposed to be all mean and stuff to these customers? Is she not supposed to smile to these customers? And it was just like, it was just so sad because this woman had kind of like totally lost herself to the relationship. Yeah, this guy shows up and he just sits there watching how she interacts with the customer. She wouldn't, because she respects me and I respect her. Even at the company Christmas party, she danced with a 60-year-old guy. In all good fun, I let her, but I danced with a lady too. It was fun, okay? I don't think flirting counts as cheating. Okay? Fair enough. Ella says, hey, how are you doing? Long time. Oh, long time no see. How have you been? Okay. So flirting does not count as cheating. Okay. Cheating is literally multiple or singular intimate encounters with someone who isn't your significant other. Case closed. Okay. How about emotional cheating? You know, it's like, can you emotionally cheat? Okay, you can be like you've never had a physical encounter with somebody, but like, you know, yeah, first of all, I think, of course, I don't think flirting is cheating. Okay, let me read from Tony. Tony says, flirting is probably whatever action that makes the other person gain interest. Some people do unintentionally, though, I understand. Yeah, see, what I was gonna say is, uh, when it comes to, like, let's say emotionally cheating, because what leads up to the physical encounter is maybe this whole banter going on is like you don't mean it and stuff, and then maybe slowly it's kind of like, you keep, the more you flirt, or like the more you have this whole banter thing going on, the more you're interested in this person, the more the more you start wanting to know more about it, the more you start developing it. Maybe that's what it is. I think uh maybe when it comes to emotional cheating, but other than that, I don't think it's, uh, one of my exes got mad even when they were stressed with people like me. That's ridiculous and controlling is an example. Wow. So you are supposed to be all sad and stuff. You're not supposed to be good to people. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Can you imagine having that for the rest of your life? Okay. And you know what, guys? We are winding up. So maybe this whole thing is flat speaking and like emotional speech. Maybe we are gonna do that on the next live stream. But also on the next live stream, we're gonna have like the whole choose a random topic. So if you want to talk about something, maybe that's the 10 p.m. Canada. What's the time in Canada? Yes, that's overboard. What's the time in Canada, Johnny? I don't know if you will be able to show. I have never understood Canadian time. Are you guys ahead of Kenya, or you guys share the same time with the US, or what goes on? Okay, we are winding up. Okay, we are winding down. See, the weekend, over the weekend I forgot. Winding up, winding down. We are winding down. Oh, we are fit. Okay, we are fit. Oh God, no. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna cool for something and stuff, and then see you guys at 10 p.m. Kenyan time. Yeah. Talking about marriage was not part of the plan for the live stream, but yeah, we are. The conversation just goes every direction. But I appreciate every one of you for the contributions towards the topic. Uh, and for my wife, being in Africa, she has so many male friends of the family and all business friends that didn't bother me at all. They all respected me too. Oh, so she has male friends. Okay, you know, because I do have male friends. Actually, I have kind of like lost. This is why I think men should be around men in my life, to be really honest, because in campus I kind of slowly started losing interest in my female friendships. But see, growing up, I always wanted to have female friends. Okay, uh, and then after we finished campus, of course, everybody went their own way. But I retained my male friends and one female friend. So yeah, and actually these are people that I can call and tell stuff. So that's also another one. But sometimes maybe it can be like, is this just a friendship? You know, maybe when you're in a relationship, the person can be, is this just a friendship? Do you have female friends? Okay. Wow, wow. I think the hugest part about like having best friends of the opposite gender, I think the biggest thing is like feeling like you're telling them something that you should be telling your partner. Maybe you have some inside jokes with the with the friends of the opposite gender. You know, maybe that's what it is. But like, yeah, I honestly believe you can just be friends with people without wanting to have anything deep with them or something. Do you think you understand men better than other women because of those circumstances? Yeah, and it's like that's why most of the time I come off as somebody who like dislikes men, but it's just because I have been around men my whole life. At home, whenever I go at home, it's like it's men. You know, it's men all over. I even make a joke that I'm not gonna be cooking for men. It's like when it's time to cook, I'm like, I'm not cooking for men. So we have that joke with my brothers. But I feel like me being around men all the time is like, can I have some females in my life? At least, you know, I think the only female who is so consistent in my life is only my mother. All the other ones come and go. But I don't know. Maybe I need to work on like my feminine energy or something. Yeah. But I think I would have used the sister. Charles says adults shouldn't keep friends, maybe just lovers and close business partners. Wow, that's a huge one. Why? Why do you think so? Why do you think so? Yeah, I was so huge on friends, but like I think slowly by slowly, I think right now I only have four friends. No, I think I only have three. I think I only have three people that we talk often. Yeah, and on the three of them, I'm super close with two. You know, I'm super close with two. And it's only one person that I usually know that when I go silent for a long time, they're gonna call me. They're gonna be like, "What's wrong with your boy? What's going on?" Yeah, and he's actually my male friend. He will be like, "Oh, you know, one boy have been silent for a long time," and then he's just, yeah. But maybe we shouldn't have friends. Maybe just lovers. Haha. But that's what is scary. Be right back. Okay, yeah. Sadad, hi. In case you don't find me right here, see you at 10. Sadad, good to see you. How are you doing? Oh my God, it's been a minute. But of course, I didn't stream over the weekend. If my laugh changed to an animal sound, I think it would be, I would choose a hyena. Oh my. That's aggressive. Hyena. That's a little bit aggressive. But how are you doing? Oh my God, we've had lots of good questions that I know you would jump on here. But you know what? Maybe on the next live stream I'll still bring the questions up here and there. But yeah, Tony says it's not absolutely mandatory, but my culture is truly based around friendship and tight community. So it's not possible for me to. It's not possible for you not to not have friends. Okay. Yeah, I think friends are one of the good things that in my opinion, okay, having people like right now when you offend me, I'm definitely calling my friend and she's cussing you out. She's gonna be the friend that she's gonna be like, you know, and I think that's pretty nice. That's pretty having somebody that you can call and tell them anything is like apart from maybe uh your lover or somebody. Yeah, it's nice to have that sometimes. I mean, they already sound like they are laughing. Uh, okay, now let's talk about how the government controls the weather with people technology. Is that even possible? Is that even possible? Oh, you're trying to be funny because you're over here talking about love and stuff. Okay, I bought this armor. I'm just kidding. Oh, okay. That's really funny. Okay, so guys, I think I'm gonna see you all at 10. What's the time? Okay, 3 more minutes. Yeah. So, so 10 p.m. you're gonna have other topics. I have lots of them. You know, I usually spend most of my time writing. I'll be scrolling and then I see something and then that's it. Okay. See you, Tony. What is 10 p.m. Kenyan time in Canada? Let me check that. Sada says, I think flirting could be a path that might lead to cheating because it's like giving attention to someone else. And I mean, that isn't serious and not real. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it could be a pathway. It could be like you're opening something up. When you getting married, one boy. I don't know. 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 There's lots of factors. Um, but yeah, lots of factors. I wanted to look some women like when men refer to themselves as daddy. Zaddy, I think it can be strange, but I use it jokingly. But I don't think it's strange. I think it's hot. It's sexy. In my opinion, you know. But like when you have kids around, they think it's like ew. Mhm. Sada says, I think flirting could happen. I think I already said that. Um, okay. So guys, I'm gonna see you guys later on tonight, 10 p.m. Kenyan time. So mark is it your calendar? So your time. Yeah. Let me just maybe have some dinner and stuff and watch a little bit and then we will be right back. Thank you so much guys actually for watching. Hopefully we will get the channel monetized soon. But thank you so much. You know what? I think this have become a positive part of my day. Over the weekend when I was not streaming, I was like, oh, yeah. But okay, I'm gonna see you guys later on. Have yourself a nice evening and good morning. Is it good morning? Yeah, good afternoon, good evening, and whatever. So see you guys later on. Bye bye.